Down here, salt is a way of life.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the EU? Welcome to the Saltmine League on this fantastic Monday, and we are here to bring you the exhibition sets, as you all know and love. We got a lot of really good matches coming up for you today on the card. But first, let's get the introductions out of the way. My name is Seph Mitchell, kind of a Saltmine League staple, and I'm joined by the fantastic BradM. Brad, what's going on, man? How are you?
I am doing pretty good. Whenever people find adjectives fantastic, it's like, ooh, it warms my heart. Yeah, this is quite the ticket of matches today. And I gotta tell you, to jump right to the end, Soundboy and Bolt Strike first to 10, mwah, chef's kiss. Yeah. Bolt Strike already tweeted out, Bolt Strike is gonna be playing Rose today, was the commitment. Soul Strike today, not Gill Strike, not Bolt Strike. I'm definitely excited about that one, but there's way more coming before that. Rush G and Ruddy Lee. I'm double checking I believe that one is a first to 3.
Yes, that's gonna be the first to 3. Oh.
I'm sorry, first to 5. 2 first to 5s, Rush G and Ruddy Lee, and then another first to 5 of Halusion versus Uni VTT, and then a first to 7 of Kanze Ariel and Yosh Pana 7, and then the first to 10 of Bolt Strike and Soundboy.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. We got a lot of matches. Opening up with the first to 5, Rush G versus Ruddy Lee. From what I understand, that's a Ken versus an Akuma from what we see in the Battle Lounge today. And I would want to say that in terms of matchup, it's going to be as old as time, right? We're going to have to see pretty hard aggression from both players. Akuma getting some really significant nerfs this season to the point where a lot of people have dropped this character, and a lot of Akuma loyalists are kind of like migrating to other offensive-oriented characters. So we're going to see how Ruddy Lee has taken to those nerfs and taken to this matchup at the very least. Ken, you get 2 kinds of Kens, right? You get the random, you get the goonery, you get the gorilla Ken, the bananas in the hair, or you get that slow whiff punishing Ken that ends up kind of doing nothing, but gets that one godlike whiff punish. Gets one godlike. I'm telling you, dude, it's like the whiff punish based Kens get one godlike whiff punish, and then it's just momentum, and then they turn gorilla. Like they're all gorillas at heart.
That's what I was gonna say. My favorite Kens are the ones that, when they're not in your face and allowed to play 5, are the ones that have this like really strong whiff punish style, that have a solid fireball game, which like you don't traditionally see with this character, but there's people who can do it. It's a little rare. And wow, there was so much for me to unpack with all of that. The idea that Akuma was nerfed to the point to leave him is just like, all right, cool. Rats fleeing the sinking ship, but the ship isn't sinking. There's just a bigger one next door. They put a new bow on a slightly nicer boat, and everyone's jumping onto the other one.
Right, yeah, he's not bad by any means, right? He's like, oh no, he's just top 5 now. He's not top 1. But a lot of people, trying to come to terms with that, or at least just migrate over to another one. So we got a slow game so far here. Again.
But there it is, right? To your point, opened up 2 big counter hit confirms in the neutral that led into just some methodical, RPS after the fact. No big risks, nothing. We didn't see too much baboonery.
No, not yet. No need to overextend and give your opponent way too much data out there in the beginning. No need to take like you said, too many unnecessary risks. But it looks like he's definitely got Lee on the lockdown, and this is close to stun. Spend the V shift. That might, is it?
I think for the second bar,
ooh, yeah. I was so unsure because you don't see a lot of Ken. I mean, it is still a Kuma health bar. It is going to be still Ken damage output. So there was some uncertainty there. But Rush G taking the first match in this first to 5 over Ruddy Lee. That was kind of explosive.
That was really clean, particularly that second round. It was just, I mean, the first round was Rush G got 2 big counter hits that opened up. The second round, I mean, it was like 1 exchange in neutral, and then a jump in with that that interestingly spaced jump in fierce. Oh my god! Okay, we ready to fierce DP through some fireballs. Unfortunately, not close enough to get all of it. And now Ruddy Lee, the aggressor for the first time, but the crouch fierce means that Rush G gets to jump out of the corner. Now we're back to a fireball game.
Yeah, back to the mid screen. Looked like Rush G was on the back foot for quite some time there, but now we're going back to the neutral. Tried to DP through the EX fireball, but takes that throw.
Yeah, I mean, the health bar, I feel like, tells a different story than the round did. As clean as that was, I feel like Ruddy Lee made 2 or 3 minor mistakes that could have been huge.
Yeah. It seemed that way. Oh, nice. The classic. Okay, I like these fireballs coming out from Ruddy Lee. It's been... Oh, is it? I got you. Don't worry. Hold on just a moment.
All right. Oh my god, interrupting the startup of the fireball, and I did not even look to see that it was VT2 straight into the CA. Rush G spending virtually all of the resources, has the VT in the back, taken from off of something, double dash in the corner, walk in, walk out, does not tech the throw. Man's knows his scripture, but commits to the Tatsu and didn't need to. Ruddy Lee going down the second round.
Do we want to talk about that Tatsu? Is that something that we kind of want to... No.
Look, these are diamond players, so we know that it was random. If they were master players, I would dissect it, but they're diamonds, so we know that that's not... Is that FGC discourse too old for me to keep making jokes about it?
I think that that's appropriate still. You're going to open up some layers. You're going to have a conversation on Twitter. You're gonna start something, but you know what? I'm going to say that you're valid.
No, I'm being intensely sarcastic, incidentally.
Nope. We're hitting with it, dude. But okay, here we go. Has him back in the corner. Rush G on the back foot. There we go. Look at full frame into the Tatsu, but dang, ooh. Oh, that was a nice counter hit confirmed into the super. Ruddy Lee tying it up 1-1 crisp. I was just gonna make mention before I had to do the pre-production stuff. I was gonna make mention about how Ruddy Lee's probably gonna have to play a little bit more aggressive in this set, or in this next match, which is exactly what they did. You know, we got to see a lot more. We saw a few instances where he did the EX air fireball just to pressure. We saw him playing a lot more of a whip punish heavy game, you know, looking for Rush G to throw something out. That's exactly what happened. So glad to see Ruddy Lee making those adjustments, but now it's Rush G's turn.
Yeah, I mean, Ken is a great counter striker, right? Like, you need the hit confirms off of like the target combos and stuff like that are great. So I think he'll catch you for hitting buttons in spots where Ken doesn't want for you to. I think the fact that Ruddy Lee was representing the air fireball is a big deal because it's just adding onto the mental stack, and watching for the air approach is going to open up some bandwidth on the ground, which is critical to navigate around that counter poke. Ooh, but if you commit to the Tatsus, it would be a mistake. What is the offense? Okay.
Oh, nice. Good look punisher there. The throw. What's the mix? Oh, okay. Just to activate. And he's dead, dude. All right. Solid comeback from Ruddy Lee. It looked like the momentum was shifting way heavily in Ruddy Lee's turn. I like the fireball game that Ruddy Lee is playing. It's just outside button range, and for able to, you know, get those kinds of knockdowns. Small amount of damage, but exactly what he needs to keep that pressure going. And he is doing exactly that, keeping that pressure going. Oh, the whip punish to get out the corner.
Oh no, I think a couple of times now we've seen Ruddy Lee getting punished for holding towards a little bit too long. Like the low forward into DP that he wanted to be low forward into fireball in the last game. And now they're off the V-shift, getting the towards strong by mistake, getting away with it. Now in the driver's seat here in this situation, gets the fireball but does not churn the butter all the way to super. No! Are you gonna get punished to death for this?
Whoa! Oh, and he tried to interrupt something in that fireball. Caught him exactly how he needed. Ruddy Lee leading it 2-1. Damn, that was tragic. The super drop. Oh, I mean, he was dead, right? Ruddy Lee had that. That's right. If he had done the super, then it would have been his. But
if I had a nickel for every time I watched Ken VT2 into CA and it was mistimed and whiffed, I'd have, it would be more than 2 nickels. But it's still not a whole lot, and it's weird how often it happens. But it's like it's such a shame, right? How often do you get to cash out? Now we're 1-1 here, right? Challenging that forward offense. To your point, you pointed out how Ruddy Lee was choosing to play the fireball game, and it's interesting, right? Because we're seeing this back and forth of when Rush G feels confident hitting buttons, there's counter pokes and blowing some stuff up. Look at how comfortable Rush G is just walking forward.
Yeah, absolutely. But now the V trigger has been activated from Ruddy Lee. And now Rush G's probably going to be a little bit more on the back foot. Watch out for the air, but no, still throws out the stand roundhouse. And this could be dead, actually, if he lands this. There we go, the EX Tatsu to close out the round.
Okay, I mean, one thing I feel like the story of the set so far feels to me as though Ruddy Lee is getting a little bit more and more confident. And I know that round just went the way of Rush, but I think that was big. Ooh, baits the DP with the Tatsu over. Some big damage, some big corner carry.
Yeah, has him locked down in the corner now, but there we go. The bust out with the Stampede punch. Okay. Interesting button choice, but it's working out for him really well. Oh, no,
oh my God. Look at this. Ruddy Lee knows that Rush is hitting buttons when Ruddy walks forward. So Ruddy micro walk forward in a range where Rush is going to counter poke, down back, punish the overcommitted normal.
Okay, here we go. Shoryuken coming out, not spending too much of it. Back throw. This is going to be scary for Ruddy Lee. How's he going to get out of this? How's he going to want to activate if he wants to? Spins that EX meter. Sleep activate. There it is.
Wow.
Just pester him, you know? No need to do way too much. No need to overextend, especially with the Shinryuken still on deck. Yeah, I mean, it made sense, right? Because Rush G's trying to like walk backwards away from that pressure, so we caught him with that walk back.
Right, and more than that, I mean, walk back away from the pressure, generate the space, and the second you see Ruddy Lee go to the air to do like VT air fireball, you just churn out Shinryuken and kill. So Ruddy Lee keeps it entirely grounded and just pesters with the low pokes. Has the CA on deck now, a slight life lead. Oh, is that going to punish at that range? Yes, it is!
Oh, that was really clean with punish with the super from Rush G, and he is one touch away from taking it. Oh, tries to get cheeky with the overhead, and he might pay the price for it. Reversal.
Right. Reversal, no whiff punish on the low forward. Second air fireball. Tried to get too cheeky. You don't need to. That was like a layer 3 read.
These diamond players, man. All right, I'll admit, if it worked out, it would have been genius, right? Just like you said, it's a layer 3 read, and if he was already transcending to that point, then we would have been popping off for days. But a little overzealous there, and Rush G capitalized accordingly. Here we go, tied up 2-2.
Now it's just a first to 3. This is just winter finals. I'm sure these players have been here.
Well, about that. They've got quite a lot. In the context, normally, yeah, first to 3 would be crazy. But this is looking really dangerous for Ruddy Lee. I like it. I like it. Just stop.
Yo, Seph.
Yes, sir.
You're fired for brain lag.
Brain. What? Now he's just making stuff up. People, I'm being cyberbullied by production.
Look, man. Look, man. All I know is there was some latency.
This is workplace harassment. Wait, latency.
Oh my God, the cross up, but no follow up after the fact. Unfortunately. Oh wow. Okay, the stand jab, checking the startup of the fireball.
Rush counter. Here we go.
I'm gonna choose to believe that was a sick frame kill that I've never seen before. Oh, overhead block, stand jab. Oh my God.
What are you doing? Alright, like,
Why?
I don't know, but you know what? It's working. Let's just give it to him, man. Let's just give it to him.
Yo, you know what else we'll give big thanks to Mikoto for the 17-person raid. Hello, welcome to Saltmine Sets on this Monday. You are in the middle of our first match of the night, a 1st to 5 between these two players, Ruddy Lee and Rush G.
Round 1.
Currently, Rush G sitting in the lead 3-2, not too much of a lead, so he's going to have to keep running with this. Slowing down, both of them slowing down. He's going to the fireballs. There we go, jumping over the fireball, and already has him in the corner. The break, create that space. I like it.
Okay, no punish on the towards kick there. Finds the crosscut DP, does Ruddy Lee. I think if Ruddy Lee is able to sort of find their foundation again and keep the pace from ebbing into Rush G's favor, I think that's really the big thing that will secure this set for them so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think that playing to...
Uh-oh.
Okay. Finds the activation, tries to go for a shimmy. But
oh my god, the bravery?
That was really brave. Oh, the knee jab. Oh no! Capitalization, are you kidding me? Please. Oh no. I was just... Okay, so before that whole exchange began, I was going to talk about how Ruddy Lee needs to play to the tempo of Rush Street. We're trying to understand the distances in which he wants to try to get a jump in, which he wants to try to throw something out. But it got really explosive for him. What a cross... I'm going to call that one a cross cut too.
Oh my god. So the way that Ruddy Lee is using V-Shift and Rush G continues trying to find different ways to chase it down has been really interesting. I know the mechanic isn't super new anymore, but it's still the newest thing to the game outside of Rose.
Absolutely, yeah. So people are still trying to find their ways to blow it up, but Rush G getting blown up there. Final round here.
Yeah, what Ruddy Lee kind of honed in on there is the fact that Rush G knows their scripture, right? There's willing to take the throw, knows the first commandment. So really opening that throw game up again. And I mean, the benefit of these longer sets, right, is you start to make those reads and you can lay much more interesting groundwork than you often see. Like that empty jump there where Rush G has recognized the willingness to parry.
Yeah, Rush G definitely has reads on Ruddy Lee, and I think Ruddy Lee is adjusting in some ways, still making some adjustments in others, but is still able to consistently apply pressure. Oh no!
Oh my god!
Got the jump out. Oh, it's real close yet again. There it is, the cross medium punch to seal the deal. Rush G moves up to 4 points in this set.
Rush G likes to live dangerously, man. How many times are we seeing like a counter hit confirm that could be for game that is just left dangling just a little bit? And it's like, oh my god, will that be it? I say all the time that this is a game of inches at the highest level where those little micro adjustments end up being the thing that make or break high level play. Yeah. And it's like, you start to look and you're like, oh god, is that dropped confirm? Are these dropped confirms going to be what does it? And Rush G, time and time again, is just getting the better in these clutch, scrambly moments.
Yeah, exactly. It seems that way. But, I mean, what sort of adjustments could Ruddy Lee make to be able to draw a lead in this set? It's looking like, look at this! This is looking dangerous for him now. Okay, hang on.
All right, out of the corner, but I feel like Ruddy Lee, part of what Ruddy Lee is doing is backing off and deliberately choosing to play outside of buttons and play in a fireball range instead, because Rush G has done such a great job of moving into the space aggressively and punishing Ruddy Lee for trying to enforce his own will on the neutral. But Ruddy Lee also still feels dissuaded from going to the air. So it's this thing where like you're not feeling confident on the ground because Rush G is aggressively moving into your space and blowing you up for it. You're not finding luck in the air when you try to, go for fireballs, air fireballs rather. And it's you're losing in 2 of the 3 fronts. I guess Ruddy Lee could try by C.
I guess so. What?
Oh my god!
Can they find way to do it? The back row. Oh, that's stun, and that's gonna do it for Rush G in this 1st to 5 taking it 5-2 over Ruddy Lee.
I did not expect that back throw to stun.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, he has one more guess, right?
Yeah, it do be a Kuma. But well played to Rush. Well played to both of these players. That was kind of a nail biter of a set, and I want to say that we did believe in a lot of Ruddy Lee's adjustments. We saw what kind of neutral that they were trying to establish. We saw adjustments that they had made to Rush G's offense earlier in the set, but I think making those micro adjustments for later, like you said, that they kind of had their game plan set and then trying to formulate a new one or trying to get comfortable in a new one, probably just happened a little bit too slowly. It definitely happened slowly considering how Rush G was able to take the set. But, you know, props to both of them. I think that Ruddy Lee still, at the very least in the middle parts of the set, early parts of the sets, played very, very strongly.
Yeah, and I mean, to not continue to harp on Ruddy Lee, but instead to give props to Rush G. I mean, you called out the gate. There's two kinds of Akumas. There's, you know, Gorilla wearing the bananas on their head, and then there's the, you know, whiff punish, like very much emphasizing the hit confirm ability of their kit, leading into the 5-style Gorilla offense. And we very much saw that. You called out straight out the gate exactly what energy Rush G was going to bring to the table. It started, you know, patient, whiff punish or like frame trap into hit confirms, and then as the momentum of the set built into their favor, you started to see like, all right, you're afraid of buttons, now I'm going to start to jump, now I'm going to do all this other stuff, I'm going to represent the dive kick.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so Saltmine League, obviously you know Saltmine brings the Saltmine sets on the Mondays. You know there's the King of the Saltmine on the Friday and the regular Sunday tournaments, but there's also a special event coming this Thursday, Finland versus Germany, Street Fighter V 5-on-5. So you've seen, I'm sure, all of these players in some form or another on these Saltmine events, and this next match between Halusion and, as I scroll back up, and Uni VTT is actually, the winner of this gets the 5th spot on the Germany team for the 5-on-5 on Thursday. So, Absolute C4, who's playing in that 5-on-5, one of the 10 players is literally being decided right now in real time.
Yeah, this is for the qualifying spot of the Germany team. So, whoever wins this set right here, you will get to see on Thursday in that Finland versus Germany 5v5. And if this card is going to be, if this match, upcoming match, is what these players are proposing in the Battle Lounge, if it's going to be the Blanca Lucia, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of both of these characters. Because I like just unnecessary goonery on screen. And I mean, like, there's are one thing that... Well, what's up?
Sorry. I'm not 100% sure yet about the Finnish team yet, but the German team so far is Fasa, Yosh, Valving. Fasa, Yosh, Valving? Who else? Can't remember. Sorry guys, I can't remember.
One of these two at the very least.
Is it you? Is that the meme?
It's Germany. Yeah,
it's not me.
It's Mr. Germany himself, Reedus.
I'm way too.
Don't worry. While production racks their brain on who that.
Oh, Escudo, of course.
Escudo. Okay. Look, man. This tells me one thing: is that it doesn't matter what community you step into, what game, where it is. Everyone wants to know who's on the 5-on-5. There's an old meme in New England fighting games that goes back like at least like 7 or 8 years of who's on the 5-on-5. And we are getting the matchup that you wanted to see, Blanca versus Lucia. I'm just going to preemptively fix my face because I'm very much prepared to see some buffoonery and some baboonery.
Yeah, you're already like wincing
yeah.
at just some unnecessary things that are happening. I mean, one thing about Blanca, it's like, okay, so here's the meme with the Lucia, right? It's like in mid-screen, she's bottom 5, but in the corner, she's top 5. Whereas with Blanca, it's like outside of V-trigger, bottom 5. inside the trigger, top 5. Already has Lucia on the lockdown. Oh no, counter hit. This is gonna be... Yep, death. Okay. Illusion showing up strong.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is there's this, you know, top 5, bottom 5 element and stuff of it, but the reality is, like, even the worst characters in the game have a spot where their kit is supposed to work. Outside of, like, I'm sure there's the worst characters probably don't. Sorry, Nash. But,
Yeah,
you know, Blanca can struggle, but you know, he's starting his offense and running the mix, and you don't know how to deal with the knowledge checks of it. Like, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. You'll still get run over.
Yeah. I think that there is a detriment that has where like most of your character's offense is the knowledge check, because in a long set like the first to 5, those mix-ups kind of start to falter as the set goes on, you know? And Lucia has that exact same problem where it's like, oh man, I didn't even get to get my point out. Illusion blowing them up. What happened? There we go. Okay, so Uni gonna make some adjustments for this next one, but Illusion taking the first point. Just like you said, how Blanca has so many different kinds of knowledge checks that can happen inside and outside of V-Trigger, so throughout the round, you're kind of having to stay aware of how this character is going to operate. Lucia has a lot of the same thing. Her mix-ups aren't exactly mix-ups, you know, especially in the ways that she wants to utilize like her flipper shots and things like that. Run pressure is... It's going to be
right.
wow.
I get what you're saying. I think what it is like a lot of her stuff is not necessarily, strictly speaking, real. So it's beholden upon you to condition your opponent to be watching for certain threats to open up the possibility of other threats.
Correct. Thank you for better articulating my thoughts. It's like I'm watching the match, but I'm also trying to like theorize what's going to happen. But both of these players are just swinging, and moments like that are happening with EXDP, but not too heavily of a punish.
Blanca navigating like one of the native tribes in Brazil that is still untouched by modern man. Just bobbing and weaving.
Dancing in and out. That was really scary for alternative, I'm sure. But okay, that's 3 rounds straight so far for Illusion. Hopefully Uni is coming up with some answers here.
All right, now stuck in the corner, exactly where you called out that she is supposed to be able to use her kit to the best of her ability. But Illusion finding the way out of the corner straight away. EX Blanca Ball, but doesn't matter, gonna be unpunished. And now just kind of dancing in this range. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I want to say like that dash up could have been, you know, something a little bit like a V-scale, but now in the corner. Trying to check the hop. Activation on deck. Tries to go for an offensive V-reversal, but back throw it into the corner, and now here's the wall.
Oh my god. Wow, that was... Alternative had finally found an advantageous position. It was like, all right, you have the VT activate, you found the back throw, so now you've got the corner. All you need to worry about is some wild stuff out of Illusion, and then just gets whiff punished into death.
That was, yeah, I know. I wasn't even counter hit. That was just straight up the man buffered and turned that stuff as hard as he could just to make sure. But really, you know, well done, I would want to say, for it, because at that range, you know, Lucia is probably just going to look for like a, you know, stand fierce or try to throw some buttons out to lock down Illusion into the corner even further. So as much as it pains me to say, it's kind of a smart decision for him to just throw the button out and buffer into super. It was good because it worked out, but it's also there was brain power to it.
Sure, and then like if you want to take the step back in terms of the calculus of the risk reward in the set, right? Like you're up a round, so if it works, you win the game. If it doesn't, you might even get one more guess in the corner still if you're wrong. And even if you do die, you go into the final round of the game with full CA. It doesn't really cost you a whole lot. Alternative with the Cami switch, jumping up the tier list to get a better look. I have a better equipped, blonde, vaguely law enforcement woman to bring to the table.
Vaguely law enforcement. All right, folks, let's see it.
I don't know. Red Squad, what is Red Squad? Delta Red Squad is? We'll call it.
Red, I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll give it that.
I'm about to be fired.
Not exactly a
This
cop,
is Radis' favorite character. We all know it.
Yeah, so,
Ooh,
you know.
Okay.
anything she does well has to be honest, right? For the sake of our jobs. But already,
I mean, I feel like there's already something that I'm not liking here, which is if you're making this switch to Cammy, I feel like you should still be aggressively bringing the fight to your opponent, and we're not seeing that just yet. Now, maybe there's something I don't know about the matchup where, you know, jump versus dive kick. Does Blanca have like a really good anti-air that can kind of make that easier for him? There we are.
It is, yeah. That was exactly as you theorized. It looks like he was just holding that EX Rainbow Ball to be able to interrupt the V-trigger dive, and now alternative. It's looking like Illusion is playing this hit and run. That was the full screen overhead. Illusion is just playing this hit and run kind of game. Get a life lead and then just leave. You know, don't give Cammy that. You know, don't close the gap for her, because then she's just gonna nonstop pressure you, right? It looks like he's just taking the straight hits here and there. But look how far he's playing.
Wow. And it's like, I feel like Illusion has used basically like stand strong, you know, crouch fierce, and up close normals off the dash. And it's, you know, in much the same way that I was talking about that, like, stuff isn't real, but you condition it based on the utilization of your toolkit for Lucia. We're seeing the same thing from Illusion. Fantastic mid-range control, dissuades alternative from hitting buttons in neutral, which opens up Illusion to just dash in and be a gimmick monster.
Yeah. What a tech from alternative at that point. That could have gotten really, really disastrous for you if you didn't just take that throw. But still decided, man, this is really difficult. It's looking really difficult for Uni to try to secure some damage. Every single dive kick attempt has been blown up by an EX up ball, and it's really difficult for alternative to find a way to just poke.
Oh my god.
That's 4 for 4.
Oh my god, you block the overhead, you find the low forward, and you don't hit confirm after it? You know how I said earlier about the game of inches, where you can identify the spots where it's like, something could have happened here, but you didn't. If you're going to sit down and try to squeeze out every last drop of, you know, pristine decision-making, it's there to find it. And Illusion, it looks like Illusion's like playing with his food maybe a little bit. Like, look at all those overheads.
It felt like it, right? In the last bit. I mean, it was another instance of, like, you know, the point that you made earlier. You got the life lead, yada yada. You got the round lead. It does seem a lot like Illusion is locked into this kind of game plan, where it's like, look at this, just leaving, hitting, literally running, but gonna get a little cheeky at some times to really just rub salt in the wound here.
Oh
no.
Just absolutely running. Oh my god!
Remember that?
There's one for the highlight reel, right?
Yeah, yeah. Remember that Guru we were talking about at the beginning of the set? we're already wincing. I think I did my wincing at the beginning of this set already for just that moment right there.
Just my word. And like alternative seems to have such a hard time finding the comfort in the like. How often do you see a Cammy player that feels like they're not comfortable navigating the neutral, let alone setting the pace? It's like what she does. She gets in, she does stuff off the stand shorts, and okay, already fishing for, you know, shimmies, but A, we're not seeing the hit confirms off the air and hits. But B, why would Illusion care about anything? Cammy is the prophet who dictated that we take the throw.
Oh, man.
Okay. I can't even believe that crossed up.
Yeah, same here. Oh, no, the stun. Well, that's 4 points for Illusion. Oh, no. What a mix. What a mix. And Uni not trying to take throws in this situation. I think that alternative... Or, I'm sorry, I think that Illusion is going to take a moment to capitalize at some point, and it's going to feel really bad. But yeah, like you said, it feels uncharacteristic for Cammy in this matchup specifically, where she doesn't get to play offense. She doesn't get to cycle knockdown. She doesn't get poke. She Bichon gets to poke, you know? And it's looking like Alternative is not able to make certain adjustments because Illusion is just shutting down every single kind of approach. Okay.
Right. I was about to say, finally in a decent spot, using that standing medium kick pretty well to shut down Hallusion, found the spot in the corner, but then Hallusion is doing a fantastic job of navigating out of the corner every time he does end up in it.
Right.
Now life about even, but no hit confirms. The Cammy is not looking particularly warm from Alternative.
No, maybe that's it. Okay, nice neutral jump to bait any more shenanigans coming out from the hop, and I think that this is where Alternative is going to find their beats, right? Is overextensions from Hallusion. The overconfidence from Hallusion. Oh, man.
Right, there's the activation from Alternative, but now you have to worry. Okay, mashes the jab out through the situation, and if I am not mistaken, that is the first round on the board for Alternative.
A barre. Yes, you are correct. I think that is the first round so far. Taken from Alternative in this set.
You know, there's something interesting that I've noticed is these very short-range Blanca balls. Alternative is getting hit out of these slower short-range Blanca balls. I feel like what's happening is Alternative is getting knowledge checked, sees Blanca leave the ground, and is trying to hit buttons in the assumption that it's going to be, you know, the jump-facing stuff, and then is getting blown up by the slow Blanca ball.
Yeah. I mean, we made a point earlier about knowledge checks as well, right? Where you kind of just have to know and understand how the Blanca player is going to utilize these things, but the V-trigger balls are going to fly around into a round for him, and this is set point for Hallusion.
Yeah.
It's looking big scary for Alternative. That's a long road to travel. It is 4-0 right now. But
okay. A ball from Hallusion, catching out a little bit of bar. Oh my god, the extra little bit of delay to find the crush counter. But again, the no hit confirms from Alternative. Crouch Fierce, VT activate, sitting on all this bar. But Hallusion has a whole screen to walk back and play that hit and run. Okay.
Opts for the forward throw in this instance. And now life lead is just about even, so no more running from Hallusion.
But Hallusion is gonna VT. There we are. Slide activate from Hallusion. Goes back. All right. Now you have to deal with the mix. It's the same side. Didn't have the charge, I guess?
Probably didn't have the charge, but Alternative didn't have the punish available there. Nice, the back throw. Here we go. The lockdown can begin. What a shimmy.
Oh no! That was it! Are you dead? You're dead! Alternative, that was it! You had the game-winning hit confirm to stop the sweep.
So tragic. Just as Uni was showing proper signs of life, just as the tides were turned, they flow right back to Hallusion. The 5-0 in the set. Hallusion will be representing Team Germany in this Thursday's Finland versus Germany exhibition. Man.
Yeah, so I hope Finland has done their homework on Blanca, because one of the 5 will now be there. If I recall correctly, I'm trying to remember the rest of the people that Rita said was on Team Finland, Germany rather. I think he said Fasa, Escudo, Valwing?
Yes, Valwing.
Yosh, and Hallusion.
Yosh, there we are.
And I think Valwing did said who is on Team Finland. Let me check.
It was in here somewhere.
Yeah, it needs to be somewhere.
Finland is Dr. Gulag, Lily AJ, Lohai, Atraxia, and Yanzai.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, well right, so that 5v5 will be this Thursday here on Saltmine League, Finland versus Germany, because 3 shows a week wasn't enough of the best EU Street Fighter to bring to you guys. Rita sat down and was like, you know what we need to do? We need to bring another show.
Actually, no. I need to give shout outs to Dr. Gulag, who did ask me if I can stream it. And I said yes, so that's how it happened. Wasn't my idea, so shout outs.
Yeah, but look at you, Rita.
The Finnish community who did set that up, so yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to Team Finland for, taking that extra step to recruit Regis for the stream. But Regis really sat there and said, you know what? I don't think I work hard enough. I could totally add another stream to my week. So big thanks to everybody who is participating in that to be able to bring you one hell of a show coming up on Thursday. Shout outs to Regis for taking on the mantle of streaming that. But before we get there, we've got 2 more sets for you guys. We are now out of the first to 5 portions. All right, the stakes are moving high. We have Kanza coming up against Dumbosino.
Dumbosino. Yeah, I was going by the Twitter handles. Yeah, okay, so again, if we are going based on the character portraits, another Akuma and a Cody. Now, I am unfortunately not familiar with either of these players, so I don't know if they have different mains. But I do know we're always seeing, you'll never not see Akuma. I challenge you to find me a non-versus title where Akuma is bad. But Cody's been getting a lot of love now.
Yeah, Yosh.
Call him.
It's Yosh.
All right.
I went with the first thing that my eyes looked at, and I apologize, Yosh. Yosh, one of the other Team Germany representatives here, just gonna show you guys what it's all about. The strength, the German pride. I'm sure Regis loves to see it. But I really hope I'm not gonna have commentator bias. But oh yeah, that's right. They're using Rose. That's right. We did make mention earlier today that Yosh was going to be using Rose in this set. Or wait, no, was that Bolt Strike? That was
Bolt Strike claimed that they were going to use Rose. So now we get a second Rose. I am about it. We do see what I would have expected. The V-Skill 2 immediately represented from Kanza. A pretty good anti-fireball tool to represent in this matchup.
Yeah.
Going with the Soul Illusion and the cards is Yosh.
Yeah. Relatively strong V-Trigger combination because Soul Fortune can really set the tempo of a match. It's an extremely strong zoning tool as well. Oh no, and Yosh is doing really well positioning just outside of a potential Crime Sway range, or a Crime Sway punish range. But also in that stand fierce. What's up, Regis?
Because Yosh made Linard for quite a while.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's true. So already has a strong understanding of the zoning spacing and the zoning style. But looking like Kanza's struggling to deal with it if that first round is any indication. You're playing at 2 really dangerous ranges against Rose. You're playing at that Soul Spark unpunishable range or that lockdown range, and then you're in the Stand Fierce into Soul Spark range. And both of those can be very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the strength that she has over some of the other projectile-focused zoners is that her normal toolkit integrates really nicely with it, where the range that her fireballs are a threat and the range that her normals are a threat are so complementary to one another, and the range where her normals are a threat are typically a spot where your normals aren't blowing her up yet. So naturally, Kanza just decides to chuck rocks to close out the round anyway. And I feel like there was an element of like, you do need the momentum to set up your zoning in the first place, and Yosh didn't really get the opportunity to do that in that round.
Oh god, okay, I was gonna say, the Tornado is still on screen. That is hella minus. Tries to use the invincibility to escape some pressure, but was not blocking low, and Yosh probably going to, send me into the next match. Kanza taking the first one.
I think that's one of the complaints people have had of Rose. I think the big top level thing is that she has some really, really awful matchups. But even outside of that, I think one of the big complaints is that a lot of her best normals are a little bit on the slower side. So what we kind of saw there is the second Kanza has enough momentum to be able to really drive the offense. It's almost as if Yosh is kind of stuck underwater a little bit.
Yeah.
Like once you're not in the driver's seat, it's so hard to take it back.
Yes, absolutely. It's really easy for Rose to lose momentum, considering how, if you were able to stick on top of her, it's very difficult for her to escape. I think that's mostly a universal zoner problem, but and especially coming from Manat, who struggles like that in the exact same way. Wow, not able to punish just outside the range. Who struggles in very similar ways. I'm sure Dumbosino is no stranger to having to really fight his way out of situations like that. And we're seeing a shift in gameplay here, playing a little bit more in those ranges. But yeah, like you said, also Rose's some of her best normals are very, very difficult to utilize considering their slow startup. But all of it's really positioning based. Oh no.
All right, we're gonna see activate. Yeah, there's low forward activate. Now you have to deal with it. Meaty sweep. Okay, is this all just for chip, or where is the mix-up in the middle of this gonna be?
Wow, look at all of that chip damage! That was a good found below. It was a good whip punish. I was trying to remember if it was a whip punish. But man, Kanza was sitting at like half HP there, got chipped all the way down. That is still one of Rose's key traits.
Yeah, and it's super interesting. That's not something we really. I think maybe the only other character that's had a meaningful amount of chip in this game, I feel, is Conda, right? And I feel like it's not even comparable. Ooh, the back throw for the stun is gonna close out this round here for Kanza.
Yeah. I know that it's similar to like V-Trigger 2 Seph, which you don't see a lot. Right, with the orb, doing some really, really cheeky chip setups that do an unnecessary amount of damage. But Rose, that chip being a part of her game plan, got to properly be utilized with the V-Trigger 2 as well. And now, the Death card on deck, going to take a lot more chip damage.
I mean, you could even see it, right? That roundhouse did a chunk of gray life and chip up there. Back to the corner, really trying to fish here. There's the max range slide. Yash has found that space a little bit. There was one or two, misplacements of it in the last game, but slowly figuring it out with a punish on the crime sway.
Yeah. And the green card.
These jab checks.
Okay, slides right through it. But Final Fight combo into the activation. Jumps away. Tries to just run away with the life lead. Oh no.
We already know that Yash is not a great baseball player. We saw that previously.
Oh!
There it is.
Tried to interrupt. I think that hindsight 2020 and everything, but I do think that was a very difficult situation for you to do. I feel like once Cody's pipe is up, your zoning is completely shut down, right? It's not like a Monot sort of zoning where you can actually just kind of he can't reflect your orb back, right? You're back to an actual raw fireball game, and Cody with the pipe has so many, and also with the V-Skill 2 has so many ways to navigate around them. I think that what could have happened there is once pipe was activated, get a little bit more confident in the V-Trigger 2. Get a little bit more confident in the, the Ganesian damage, the Ganesian locking down, and try to like whittle away that pipe as much as you possibly can. But, probably just got to make some adjustments, get a little bit more familiar with Rose. I hope that we see more of it. But
yeah,
no, that's
Yash is switching to the Akuma. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I liked what we did see, but she's, what is this, week 2, maybe week 3 of the character? Like, she's still fresh.
Yeah. I know that there's going to be a lot of nuances that people are going to work out. I mean, we did talk about how she got some extremely bad matchups, and I think that that's universal to some zoners. But I hope that we'll see more of her eventually. But here we go, back to the classic Akuma, making his return, not just for today, but Street Fighter staple. You also said, find me a game where Akuma is bad. I don't think that there is a game.
I specifically said a non-versus title because someone's gonna sit here and be like, well, actually, he's not good in Marvel 2. And so you'd be like, all right, sure, but like, there's like how many characters in Marvel 2 and how many of them are good?
Yeah, exactly. That was wild. I didn't even know he was in Marvel 2, man. That's how indicative position on the list in that game. Nice. Watch the reversal, is able to keep that lockdown going. And then backs off. Right when that V-Trigger runs out, he backs off, knowing that it could get disastrous for him. And look at how Yash is positioning just to be able to guarantee some damage. Oh my god!
No!
I cursed him! Why did I do that? It was just giving praise about how his positioning was, and then he tried to use the Tatsu to get through the fireball, and then gets blown up for it. But the thing is, it was a good call out though. I think it was
right. It was. Really I mean, yeah. Yash is a master player, so it was a good call.
Well, Kanza is also a master player, so it was an excellent.
Right, it was an excellent. Exactly.
God, I love seeing the peak Street Fighter V gameplay in the Master. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We love to harp on memes here. The EX Zonk gonna respect the +2. Slight walk back. Doesn't want to deal with the throw after the fact.
Yeah, trying to just create space as much as possible. Creates that cross cut. Look at him, just slowly inching back in the gaps of pressure.
Right, there's the activate. Oh no, okay, doesn't activate because doesn't have BT. I saw the de facto thing. The delay cancel just came out from Yash. All right, frame kill blocks the ambiguous setup. Okay, the bravery of chucking fireballs again, but now you've got the variable fireball timing.
Yeah, good awareness from Yash to still take that. I think he got the bit. We were talking about Chip.
Look at that health bar. Oh my god.
Oh shit! That was really clean from Yash. That was nice. That was really nice.
Yash.
We were talking about how Yash is, or I was mentioning how Yash is getting really, really intelligent with his positioning to be able to guarantee some damage. That was just, that was next level. I like that chip setup.
Yash seriously rode that Cody coin all the way to the top.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that he got the data from how Kanza wants to handle V-2 zoning situations, and then that's where he built that confidence to throw those fireballs. And like you said, with the variable fireball timings, we're just definitely seeing a different kind of Yash on the Akuma.
Great check, double dash forward. There's the wake up DP from Yash into the VT activation. Finds the side switch. I'm sorry, sir. You are now in the corner. You have to be watching for the activation now from Kanza. Will be sweep activate. Will be follow fight combo. There's the view reversal. We're not going to see an activation, at least not just yet.
There's no meter left available for Yash. Oh, trying to catch the jungle with the Exonk, but not lucky there. V-shift for the break. That's a lot of gray life. That could be. Oh, yeah, that's a disastrous amount of gray life. And the anti-air ruffian kick to close it out. Kanza.
Yeah, a great call out there from Kanza. Yash had been using very interesting tools to navigate around the tornadoes in the neutral. Lots of, demon flip into, palm, or using demon flip fireball to get over it, or even just using the dive kick. Not really content to just jump over, especially if the spacing on the screen wasn't just right for it. So the call to commit to the heavy ruffian there was super educated.
Because it's
slowly walking back. Exactly. It could have been random, but it wasn't because it was massive.
Oh man, there's the punish. Okay. Oh, interesting for
man.
Yash to take these kinds of risks after this length in the set. Oh, the demon! They get the side switch.
All right, look at all this gray life here on the side of Yash, and you do not get to overextend. This is the mayor. You cannot enter my jurisdiction.
Yeah. He really did say, step in my office. Man, that gray life, I don't think that gray life would have saved it, or if it was a normal amount of HP, no, that crush counter would have been devastating regardless. He was definitely dead. But here we go, back into the corner. Good for Yash to still be backing away in the gaps of pressure, and Kanza not quite ready or not exactly chasing those things down. So he still has that going for him in his game plan here, but now it's like we're just seeing counter hits a lot on Kanza's side of the screen. Bad spray answer.
I feel like today's sets are gonna make me go back to the season 6 patch notes and double check what they did to Akuma, because I am like, the amount of counter hits that Akuma players are getting smacked with today is like, wait a minute, am I just dumb? Is this character actually dead? Oh my god, dead like a rock to the face. Man's dropped that from orbit. 4-0.
Cody wins.
Kanza up over Yash.
Yeah, there's still a lot more to go. Kanza sitting at 4 points and has to get to 7 in order to take this out, but that's a long road for Yash too, man. 7 whole points for him to fight back to.
Round 1.
It's difficult. I know that you wonder how heavily those Akuma patch notes hit him, those Akuma nerfs hit, but maybe it's just that Kanza's a master of the matchup.
It could be that too, right? Like to the benefit or to the if I want to continue my Akuma isn't bad soapbox that I'm on. You know, Cody saw some buffs, and Akuma's been played so much for so long in this game that there is a comfort that people will have to it. Oh my god, plus frames on plus frames on plus frames, medium kick ruffian, the amount of respect!
Oh, okay, nice. I really like this adjustment from Kanza. Kanza now chasing down the backwards movement pressure from Yash with the chase down, dash up, command grab, throwing out a lot more lows from really close range. I'm really excited to see these kinds of adjustments from Kanza, but now it's looking really dangerous. He wasn't able to secure the kill while he had the pipe. Now he is fighting for his life here. Okay, you really want to play the Fireball War with Akuma. Oh, the whip punish sweep!
Wow! Oh, I can't believe he recovered in time!
That's devastating, because you know if he threw an air fireball or something, look, I'm not going to throw that hindsight out there. That was an interesting decision for him to try to jump in there. I'm sure he had something planned, considering the rank that he is. However,
I can't help but feel like we're really... Oh my god! And finding the cross under, going straight back to the corner. There's the plus frames.
Oh no!
Kanza is just in control. Man's walked in when he got the office and dropped down the binder. Is like, this is my city redevelopment plan for the grid. First, we're gonna re-record the theme song. It's gonna be jazzy and funky. Everyone's gonna love it. Then, color it black with some blue lines. The white and red, I'm tired of it. And then, I'm gonna move on Yash and destroy this Akuma.
You know, everything is going to according to plan. The game's looking better. Man, it's really difficult because it's hard to see and hard to say what Yash is doing wrong. You know, I think that okay, nice. Puts the pocket sand back in the pocket, but it just for a moment it looked like Yash. There it is, the EXTP, and I think that
I have been waiting for that.
Yes, me too. Me too. Exactly. I think that Yash was doing well with the offense.
Oh my god.
Look at this chase down from Kanza as a return, undeterred to the adjustments. Was already ready.
Yep. Target combo into activate. You know it's gonna be it. The time in the corner, spending a view reversal does Kanza doesn't want to deal with none of that stuff. Oh my god!
That wasn't even a combo. Man just got hit. Okay.
Wow. Okay. On the verge of 6-0. It goes for the anti-air, the demon flip goes over. Yash finds the back throw. Continue to struggle. One thing to Kanza's credit, I feel like whenever Yash is even remotely in the spot where it seems like Yash is hitting buttons, Kanza is completely content to just block. We're not seeing Kanza getting blown up for hitting buttons in the wrong spots because they're not. Just block it.
You know, and I knew that it was going to be to Yosh's detriment because you're seeing a lot of the low forward to fireball. You're seeing Yosh want to just, you know, have those block string situations from the mid-range, and throwing all those buttons out there like that kind of recklessly and haphazardly is exactly as was expected. Kanza finding the crush counter to really shift the momentum. But it just looked like, as you said, Kanza just so prepared for every avenue of approach that Yash is trying to take, for every button that he throws out. Pop it back to avoid the throw.
I even love on that jump back hitting the button because the extended horizontal hurt box, if the spacing was just right, would have clipped Yash out of the air. Mans is swinging for the fences.
Swing. Swing. Yash.
And there's full CA on deck. What's crazy is, oh, you're dead, my son.
Oh no. I think that he was dead either way, just from the positioning that he was in. He didn't have meter.
Cody.
He wasn't going to be able to view reversal out of that.
Yeah, I think the only thing was if Kanza had done like a special into it, you could have V-reversaled after the special, but the fact that Kanza was able to chip away to the point that the chip would have killed on the ground, and then just found the spot on the screen where it's like, okay, you have moved into the range, you can no longer V-reversal. I suppose like V-shift back, but I don't know that you have time to do it after the activation.
No, you definitely wouldn't have been able to. He didn't have V meter to be able to V shift there. That was definitely a checkmate situation. Unless he was already ready with the backdash, right? Unless he was buffering backdash by the time the super had come out, that was definitely checkmate. But, okay, finds the EX dive kick. Oh, gets hit by the pocket sand! Oh, no! This damage is going to be pretty heavy. He's going to want to activate. Oh, no capitalization off of the rock. Can you abuse that?
Finds the jump over, and you're dead. You are on set point, Kanza, to sweep Yash. Man said he was going to clean up Metro City, and he did.
He really did, man.
All right, Yash in. Okay, this is probably the start of the best round for Yash yet. All right, EX Fireball to keep it in the corner. Plus frames off these crouch strongs, but again, look, Kanza isn't really taking risks, like on some plus frames, like, yeah, whatever. If, you know, after 2, you're not scared of the throw anymore.
Right. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
It's, okay, approach to him is just impossible at this point. You are locked down, you're just gonna have to wait out that pipe, unfortunately.
Oh my god, and that was the same trap we saw earlier of throw the fireball straight into Heavy Ruffian. All right, you have one more guess, finds the throw! Critical. I mean, Yash needed that, right? And I mean, 6 games into a 1st to 7, and you know, find the throw, and you're like, all right, cool. I can't do any of the cheeky stuff here.
At the range that he was gonna try and throw buttons. Gosh, this is your moment. This is your chance to shine. Oh no, the crime swoop! Okay, nice.
Okay.
Stump the anti-air, delays the timing with the dive kick, and now the offense has been mounted.
All right, but this is not a life differential that I think Kanzo's worried about. Finds the forward throw. Ooh, that was too much commitment.
Okay.
Right.
No, there's the activation. And he backs off immediately, knowing that he has to. Ah, the punish. Nice! There it is, the activation again! He
Dead?
is dead.
Yes.
He did it. Not a sweep. Not a sweep.
Not today.
The comeback, the road to redemption begins now. Akuma saying, you know what, those patch notes, I have become one with them, alright? This is his time. I want to say, Yash is going to bring this all the way back.
Round 1.
I'm gonna set
Really? That is
for
your
myself.
belief?
I'm
I mean,
just gonna set
what I will say is I feel like that game, there was a very different energy to it.
yes.
But I mean, Kanza sitting pretty right now. The Zonk Knuckle, catching the attempt at navigating out of the corner. All right, we do not see the activation off of the crush counter. No, instead we elect to do it on block. Oh, that could have caught the backdash, but he delayed it.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it made sense to be shift away just to escape whatever retaliation that Yash was going to do. But here we go. Set point once again for Kanza.
I love how frequently we see just MK Ruffian at round start from Cody now. It's just like is what Cody does at round start.
Huge. What was that? What are you doing?
I think he was deciding between, you know, trying to crime sway versus something else, and then ultimately decided just to jump out of it. Stuck in the corner now. Some strong offense from Dumbosita. Finally opens up with the shimmy. That is maybe the first shimmy that Yash has been able to land, because it's been so rare that Yash has been in the seat to affect that type of reaction out of Kanza.
Yeah, and it was a really interesting shimmy as well, considering the fact that he walks in, walks out, and then does nothing, and actually just stays patient for the reaction from Kanza. That was a really interesting shimmy.
I think that's the thing, right? Is like the players can be patient, but defensively patient players, like most players, have a point where they will crack, and you know, unless they're Goichi. But you know, Kanza clearly, eventually, there is a range where Kanza's gonna crack.
Nice, gets the juggle points off of that with the DP, puts the pocket stance
God.
back in there, and here we go. Signs of life. The momentum has begun for Yash. 2 points to the 7. It's not going to be the last. All right. He's repping Team Germany tomorrow. There's a reason that this man is repping Team Germany tomorrow. and not Casa, right?
You know that, like, if I'm Kanza,
Bro, you're
if I'm,
Thursday. What do you mean on Thursday? I am in the future.
you're racking up the pink slips today, Seth.
You know what? Regis lied to me and said that I held the record.
The record on pink slips?
Yeah, I don't believe it at all.
Oh no! Given today, I do believe
the
it.
record for being fired the most on the stream.
I'm gonna need a confirmation on that. I need the proof. I need the proof.
Josh!
9 times. That seems
Josh, look at
low.
this round!
Look at this. Here we go. Let's get back to the match. Josh, what a shift in offense. I am a big fan.
Yeah, I mean,
of this team.
if I'm Kanza right now, I am very hot under the collar. I personally think if Kanza loses this game, you go back to the lobby. You take that little bit of time to take a breather and recenter, because your game plan worked for 6 straight games. It wasn't like 6-0, but it was close, right? Like some of those rounds where Kanza was just into the driver's seat, and Yosh found the data right now. It's like his torrent client found the peers that he needed, and it jumped from like kilobytes of download to megabytes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's utilizing all of those bytes to try to dish out as much damage as he can, efficiently as he can. And we're seeing new tools come out from Yosh as well. We're seeing, just this round alone, we've seen so many jumping Tatsus. We've seen a lot of the neutral jump EX Fireball. He didn't even get around. He didn't get a chance. Kanza, where have you gone? I think that you're exactly right. I think that you probably need to take a moment to recenter, think about it, but also take a moment to try to put Yosh on ice. Try to let him cool off a bit, and you guys both reset. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to give Yosh all the praise that he deserves for this momentum and for starting this training. But for Kanza to try to make that comeback, maybe he doesn't need to. Look at this.
I don't know. We'll have to see. There was a clean round in one of the last 3 games. Like there's been multiple rounds that looked really good for Kanza. I think Yosh has just kind of found the zen. The zen in the art of footsies and the art of 5 that we needed to see in order to try to make this stuff happen. Look at this offense in the corner that has been opened up now. You can see that Kanza's defense has cracked, and when it cracked, it's not like a foundation crack where you get this little structural hairline fracture. Now it's cracking like marble.
Yeah.
Whole thing just breaking into pieces.
Oh, bits are flying. Oh, just like that whiffed DP. And now this could be disastrous for Yosh. Having to navigate the puck.
Oh no, that's looking active.
Yeah, just a little bit of the bits falling from earlier. Here we go. Kanza once again at set point. But Yosh has fought back from the trenches before. Level 2's donk, EX for the bounce. That was huge combo damage. He shifts away. Wants to avoid that situation as much as possible. And I think that if Yosh is able to mount that pressure, continue to keep Kanza scared and exhaust that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exhaust the V-trigger for defensive options. He can avoid the pipe situation altogether, or just lock him down in the corner.
The baits!
Yo,
look at this!
nice.
Every single one of these. Yosh was specifically baiting around a lot of the defensive options that Kanza's been cycling between. The neutral jump, specifically to be like, nah, no pocket sand for you. These, delay traps that have all been working now.
Look at that medium ruffian kick round start yet again. Your profit. Why are they doing that?
I don't know. I need to look at, what change may have happened in order to make that the de facto choice. It's not just Kanza. I feel like every Cody I'm seeing is going to do it. Oh, the Tord Spheres, the tried and true, the okie doke. Next hit could be stun. No, we mash jab out.
Okay, big fan, because trying to interrupt that gap in pressure, it just showed that Kanza is not scared, right? Like he is and he isn't. Oh, caught from the... That was really nice. Good patience from Kanza. To just wait that out, block it, and let the rock do its justice. Still plus, mad plus. Oh. What's the guess?
Wow. But here's an interesting thing, right? Kanza was getting away with, dash forward command grab in the earlier games. Yosh has woken up.
Yeah, now...
Oh my god, that was such a hard read, the commit to some sort of backdash from Yosh, and Yosh just waiting. And now, 6-4.
those were very plus frames. And he still opted for the crouch medium kick. We're seeing a whole different kind of Yash.
Round 1.
All right.
Fight.
And it's hard to identify what Kanza can do, what sort of adjustments that Kanza can make. Nice crime sway in the block string.
I mean, I said it, and Chad is saying it, and you say it. Like, we've all said it. I think Kanza needs to go back to the lobby and just take a breath, and we're not seeing it. The more this gets away from you, the more mentally guard broken you get. And the thing is, like, Akuma already piles and piles onto your mental stack. So you need to be operating at full capacity to keep up with all this stuff. And you're seeing it get away from him now. The offense has started. Has to burn the V reversal, does Kanza.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it works well for both of those players, right? Kanza gets to have that relief, but Yash doesn't have to deal with the pipe for much longer, you know?
Oh, wow. Jabbed him out of the zonk?
Yeah, that was pretty brave. Crush counter. You can see, just spend it to close this out and secure that road to victory. Yash really on tear at this point. Kanza's able to bring it to match point, but just not able to close out the game, close out the set. So can he even bring it to match point, set point at this point? He's got a lot of points on the board.
Oh my god, the check. Yash has found, like, Kanza's aggressive button presses, like what we talked about earlier on in the set, where it was seeming difficult for Yash to navigate the neutral and play around the buttons. But I think the benefit of these long sets, right? Yash has had the time to make those adjustments and find it.
Yeah, but he took 6 games to do it!
Well, he would have lost the first to 6. Would have lost the first to 6.
That's true.
First to 7, though, to be determined.
You know what? That's a very valid point. All right, I think that. Come on, this is your chance. Kanza, please go back to character select. You have to do it. You have to ice this man. It's very, very difficult because now, yes, exactly like you said, where earlier on in the set, it looked like Yash was just trying to find the positioning to be able to throw buttons out there, to try to pressure him with fireballs and then pester him as much as possible in the mid-range. Now he's found it. 6 games later and beyond, now he's found it, and it is doing wonders for him, and Kanza is really struggling and utilizing new tools that he didn't get to utilize earlier on in the set, like the, oh my god! Oh, what's the
go back to character select. Like, now we're seeing, like, look at this. Dive kicks blow, and all the air options blowing up the defensive choices from Kanza. The parry through the V-shift V-break. Like, Yash has awakened. It's like in it's like at the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc when the Sharingan fully opens. Like, Yash just needed to go through the detriment, and now the extra piece of the Sharingan is opened, and it's just been figured out.
Yeah, you just needed to go through about 100 episodes.
Right, yeah, it took about as long as the Sasuke retrieval arc took.
A little side note about Yash, he actually is the man who trained almost the entire German FT Street Fighter.
So now it's like...
He made Fasa that good, you know?
Okay, wow.
Man, he's the one who told Fasa lock and V-skill 2, the V-trigger 2. This is a man.
Oh, the DP through that! There's the activation, catches the backdash attempt from Kanza, and now chucking some fireballs, trying to get through all this offense, but now you have to deal with all this. Look at the CA in the bottom left corner on the side of Kanza, though.
Yes, I think that a couple more rocks. Oh, no, now he's lost it. He's really got to earn that CA. Okay, so Yash has so much data right now. Just from 3 shimmies, or we saw it come on the 3rd shimmy. We saw that first shimmy that was really, really pinnacle, where he did it, then he waited, and then he saw the whiff come out from Kanza, and then he punished appropriately. The 2nd shimmy in the last match, he does the shimmy, he waits, Kanza does nothing, and then he's like, all right, I'll just walk up and throw you. And that time, He was so prepared for the whiff that he didn't even wait. He just threw out the punish appropriately, and now it is just devastating how lost this potentially, or this, how devastating.
And we're even back full circle, right? This round starting off the way the first Rose game did, of fireballs and baiting Crime Sway in spots where he can sweep punish it.
Yeah, this is.
Oh,
He has so much data, dude. The torrent has opened.
all right, the throw. But look at that now. That's like even more data acquisition. It's like, all right, I was in your face and you threw that time. The cross up Tatsu. Yash on set point for the reverse 7-0.
Oh man, how did he just switch the data plan in the middle, at the end of the set, in the middle of the set?
No, this is Metro PCS. There's no contracts.
Oh yes!
Wake up DP.
Only the second one that we've seen out of 13 matches.
Oh, the forward fierce.
Nice.
Kanza is
Lockdown.
Tekken.
Oh no!
That's stun? No, next hit is stun.
The pocket
Dash
sand!
short. That's gonna close it out. Reverse 7-0 from Yasha. Are you kidding me?
Akuma wins.
The theatrics, the determination, and the will to survive. Yash doing a complete reverse sweep from repeated set points.
From 0-6
Kanza.
to 7-6. Holy damn.
Ooh, that was
Somebody
Only
check
here.
on Kanza.
yeah. I wonder if his return to character select button was broken. Somebody hit this man up. What? a sweep.
Actually, I agree. He should have go back to the lobby after he lost 3 games or so.
Yeah.
I think that would have helped. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that he didn't want to put himself on ice, but Yash was only picking up steam. Only
No,
getting
it's important,
stronger and
right?
stronger.
There's a story that I love to come back to that prompted I know a lot of people to examine things. And I know a lot of people got into fighters comparatively recently, so this might be an old story that people don't know. But the 2010, 2011 Vanilla Marvel 3 Grand Finals between PR Balrog and Viscant, where Viscant was up 2-0 to win from winner's side, and PR Balrog had 3 ridiculously close hype comebacks, and then popped off on the bracket reset. And in the time that it took,
Yeah.
Viscant cooled off and then just swept.
Yeah. Don't be like that on Kanza. Come on, guys. He played really, really good.
You played
Like,
fantastic, dude. That 6-0, the first 6 points, those were like, it almost looked like we were confident that was going to be a sweep.
Yeah, he
Like, after that set
technically
point,
won his grand finals reset. It was just 1
oh
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
The last point
Yeah.
he didn't get. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I just wish that the lobby had come to decompress, because I think if there was that reset, I think it would have been yours personally. Maybe you disagree. Clearly you disagree, because you carried the set all the way through. And at the end of the day, I'm just in the armchair. You guys are the ones playing and making these decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. There was so much confidence from us here that was going to be a 7-0. And it played like a 7-0 too. But so, one thing that before we get into our final set of the day, right? We got something fancy for you guys. Guilty Gear Strive is right around the corner. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But first, before that, we've got... I'm getting mixed. The Guilty Gear Strive
Oh my God.
preseason test
bro,
tournament.
you're mixing me up. What the hell?
You said, I'm going to put the Strive...
paper, scissors,
talk about
go.
Strive. Okay. So, anyway, team tournament this Thursday, April 29th, 8 p.m. CST. Team Finland versus Team Germany. All right, we've got all those players set up. For Team Germany, representing them, we got Foss. We got Yash that you just see do the reverse sweep here. We got Volving, we've got Escudo, and we got Halusion, who earlier today just did a sweep over Uni. And for representing Team Finland, I'm going to need an assistance from production and from the chat. But we got Dr. Gulag, we got Lily AJ, and I'm missing 3. Who do we have? This is the team effort, okay? Who do we have?
I'm hoping that whoever posted it before, I don't still have it. But in the interim, while we wait to get you the rest of that 5, Guilty Gear Strive, as we previously mixed ourselves. Yep, Lohai, Atraxia, and Yanzai. Perfect. And Guilty Gear Strive obviously launches on June 11th, or at least that is the current date, which means Saltmine League will be running it because they heard y'all. They knew you wanted it. So the preseason test tournament for Guilty Gear Strive will be on June 19th, and then the regular season play will begin the subsequent week of June 26th. So not only is Saltmine League your one-stop shop for some of, if not the best, European Street Fighter that you can see 3 days a week, it's about to be a place to see some fantastic Guilty Gear Strive as well.
Yep, and it's right around the corner. And Saltmine is already prepared for the premier events to come your way. Already got the season match arena up on deck. You know he does. But we've got a long time before that happens. So we're going to get into our final set of the day. Soundboy versus Bolt Strike. Bolt Strike doing something fun
Soul
today.
Strike today. Soul Strike today.
Yes, there we go. Soul Strike. Picking Rose, locking that in for the set today. We'll see if he's going to commit to the whole thing. I think he should. I think it's best. Soundboy.
I mean, yeah, Soundboy on the Cody. One of my favorite Codys to watch. I think really good. I love the, at least previously, I haven't gotten to see Soundboy play in a little bit, but what I really liked about watching him play before was just, it seemed very patient and very, all of the decisions seemed very informed, which is maybe a weird descriptor to describe how somebody plays, but I know what I mean when I say it. So we're gonna have to see. I have to assume that if we do see the Rose, that we will once again see the Crime Sway from Cody. It's just such a strong tool against a Fireball character to be able to bring to the table. And this one, you guys should have, while we were given advertisements, if you needed water or a bathroom break or something, you should have gone then, because this is going to be a first 10. So you're not going to be glued to your seats for a little bit.
Yeah, locked in. All right. Just how either of these characters is going to lock each other down. Rose from the mid-range definitely gets to do so, but the meter is on deck. It's hard to escape Cody's presence. Here we go. Final set of the day. The long one with the Rose theme, dude.
We're letting the intros rock. I'm about it. Gotta let everybody know this that cinematic stuff.
All right. I feel like Rose's theme, just quick, I want to get this out there. I feel like Rose's theme is contender for best theme in the game.
It's hella good.
It's really good. Okay, but Bolt Strike running the V-Skill 1, V-Trigger 2, the Ganadian and Tarot card combo that we're seeing is very, very popular right now. I think it's just because Soul Satellite is a little bit more difficult to utilize.
I feel like what it is that, you know, if Soul Satellite, using that is not dissimilar to using something like a like Eerie in VS2, where like you need to either trust that you have the space on the screen to do it or sacrifice a knockdown to charge it. And I don't know that people are super into doing that just yet. They haven't really labbed out like when can you do versus others where they can set throw a fireball or set up a Soul Punish.
Okay, Soul Punish is going to do a really good job of helping Bolt Strike deal with rock at the very least. Nice escapes with the EX Soul Spiral, but okay, gonna have to spend that V reversal to release some of that pressure, but that's actually death with the jump-in combo. Bolt Strike takes first blood.
Yeah, that was really close. One thing to point out is I feel like we've obviously seen 1 or 2 games of Rose today already. There is, from Bolt Strike, there's much more use of the Soul Punish. But a lot of it's getting blown up. It's hard to feel like, especially against Cody with horizontal moves that he has, to feel like you have the space to set up the Soul Punish. And I say that, but there it is. Unfortunately, doesn't get the trade through the setup, perhaps a little bit wide. And there's that lingering hurt box on the stand fierce.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's using the Soul Punish a lot, utilizing that well, but I don't know if he's, or utilizing that a lot, but I don't know if he's utilizing it well, considering how prepared Soundboy has been for it. Okay, tries to charge up that Theater
Oh,
just
has it? Yeah, has the V trigger now. So we've got another Soul Illusion on deck and fully loaded on resources. So this could be, you know, one touch, one guess for game here on side of Bolt Strike, depending on how the activation happens and whether there is a reset in the middle.
Okay, just staying patient with that. There it is. Crush, counter, sweep, retaliate, catching Bolt Strike, probably with some method of activation. I don't know if it was going to be the slide or whatever. Oh wait, slide can activate. I wonder what it could have been.
All right,
Nice,
Stanford Soul Spiral sets up the punish. See, what I'm really curious about as this character gets explored more is people optimizing things and getting more used to stuff where like you know the punish is set up, so you forego certain combo or block string routes that you otherwise would because you trust the punish is going to keep you safe. Like you saw as Manat got figured out, right? Like people got more and more confident with the orb on Manat.
I am on that road as well. I am still very much trying to figure out Manat. But now Rhodes is out, and it's like, this character is way more interesting, I would want to say. Oh no, the crush counter already locked down in the corner. Oh, that's going to be a punish into stun and into the first point of this first to 10 for Soundboy. One thing that Bolt Strike might have to incorporate is mixing up aerial timings, or like utilizing that airspace more, right? Carpet bombing with the neutral jump fireballs with air approach of some sort. And I think that just because we didn't see a single air fireball in that match alone, right there.
You know, until you started talking about it, I had momentarily forgotten that she had it because we didn't see it in the games that Yosh played her either.
Yeah. And it's strong. I think that just neutral jump and making the right lockdown, that was a really, really nice.
And that's super interesting, right? Because that's a piece of matchup data of like, all right, you know, if you're at Stand Fierce range and you block it, you can just crime sway whatever comes after. So now you've got to start dealing with the RPS if you're Bolt Strike of like, do the Stand Fierce at that range, they block it, don't cancel, and then cancel the punishment of the crime sway after the fact.
That's a really good whip punish with the EX Zonk, and now has Bolt Strike locked down. Okay, sitting at that mid-range. Definitely in whip punishable range. The chip card. Death on deck. And this... Okay, so here's one thing that I wanted to point out from the previous set that we had earlier today was the fact that once the death card is activated, it really gives the opponent all that data, or enough to just like position outside and not have to take those chip opportunities and just escape, right? Which Bolt Strike and Rhodes can then just mount another positioning offense and just walk forward because they're not going to want to take chip. They're just going to escape damage as much as possible. I think that... Right,
yeah, I get exactly what you mean. It's this idea that like, it's so informative of what is going to be going on the screen. Oh, that's going to be dead, and going to be able to do it for no bar even. So going in to this next round, this final round rather of game 2 with full CA. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's this thing where like you see it on the screen, and it so clearly communicates like this is now the thing that you need to be doing.
Yes.
And it kind of linearizes the risk reward of what's going on.
Yeah, that's the benefit that I would want. That's the big strength in V-Skill 1 for Rose, is the fact that it sets the tempo in a lot of ways for the round. It's how whatever card that she has activated, much less so the white card, because that all it really does is just brings the opponent to you. But green card and the death card, the purple card, do a lot for the way that your opponent is going to want to play. Like, I'll make note of it once I see it again because I don't want to take away from what's about to happen. How close this is for Soundboy right now.
I am like,
oh my god,
this is what you needed to be watching for. Is that going to hit? It's going to suck her, but it doesn't kill her. The weird, I don't know if that was because it sucked her in and missed hits, or if the Soul Punish ate up some of the durability of the super to keep Bolt Strike alive. The Soul Punish is out.
This is difficult for Bolt Strike because he wants to activate, right? But she, well, there it is.
All right, gets away with it. There's the throw. Now what's it going to be next? We going to see like a V reversal bait? Oh, could have chased the V shift back, but just manages to walk back into range to Soundboy to close out the second game.
Yeah, I think that Bolt Strike is still gathering data in how Soundboy wants to move, because it doesn't look like Bolt Strike is chasing him down a little bit. I think Bolt Strike is still playing a conventional zoning game, a grounded-based zoning game in a lot of ways, not taking way too many risks, not getting overzealous with buttons due to the fact that EX Zonk could still be a threat, and also the Tornado Shot will shut down a lot of her buttons, you know, at certain ranges. Still relying heavily on the Soul Punish as a part of that zoning game plan, and I think it's to Bolt Strike's detriment, but okay, nice, utilizing the Soul Punish there for the combo. I think that there are still answers that he is coming up with in this set.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that I think the fact that we're seeing Soul Punish utilized so much is, you know, obviously it has its pros and its cons, right? But in a matchup like this, the con of it is that if Soundboy is just going forward, you don't have to block a move with your face that doesn't have a hitbox.
Yep, and it's really difficult already for Rose on defense, and putting the Soul Punish just gives your opponent the opportunity. If it's not full screen or if it's not off of a knockdown, they will, like that, they will just walk in. And then Soundboy took a decent amount of damage off of that. I don't think that he was quite ready to be in range, or didn't feel like he was in range to, you know, take a turn back foot. There we go. Now we're seeing Soundboy from his side of the screen. Oh, what a confirm into super. It's going to be a lot of damage. I was just about to make a note about how Soundboy is starting to throw out buttons from that far, trying to catch whip punishes, but Bolt Strike already being note of that.
Cycling through the cards a little bit was Bolt Strike, and now this is a pretty good position, but there it is again, the stand fierce into stuff, and Soundboy can crime sway through that gap and blow some stuff up. Now you have to deal with this corner offense, baits the view reversal with the rock. You have maybe one more guess. Oh, you got away with whipping one and still closed out the game. 3-0 currently for Soundboy up over Bolt Strike.
That was tragic. I am not gonna lie. Yeah, like you said, whiffed one crouch fierce, but chose a short range button. They're just not used to the buttons quite yet, not quite used to the ranges on Rose, because I understood the idea coming down with the buttons to try to, like, you know, mount some offense or again, or like try to get them off of you, but devastating whiff punish from Soundboy to be able to take it. So far 3-0 in the set.
Okay, next hit will be stun. Wow, actually finished the job into the Soul Spiral anyway and got away with it. Has to use the view reversal now. Soul Punish. The Crime Sway gonna keep him safe, but still hitting buttons after the fact. Soundboy is wise to the fact that this character is still fresh and green. A lot of these situations where the Soul Punish could be setting up plus frames, not labbed out yet. We're not seeing that type of comfort.
No, and maybe Bolt Strike has utilized it enough in other matchups where he feels confident in the Soul Punish. But in this one, at least, you made note about how forward-moving Soundboy has been once those come out on screen. The second he sees that startup, he just starts to throw something else out or start to walk forward and close that gap. And Rose doesn't want that. Nice whiff punish off the stand fierce. Rose doesn't want that gap closed. You know, she wants to create distance. There's not a lot of lockdown that character can have. All right.
Crouch strong fighter. All right, a big jump in now on the side of Soundboy. Bolt Strike gonna be stuck in this corner already, walking back. And like so much of the game for Soundboy has been either walking forward in the Soul Punish phase or fishing to whiff punish the Stand Fierce in the footsie's range.
Just walk all the way up, stand medium kick. Okay, here we go. Has him in the corner and the life lead as well. There it is.
All right.
More Soul Punches on screen. And I mean, like, this is not to say that Soul Punish is a really strong tool. I'm confident that is a very terrifying zoning tool. Is this gonna kill? Okay, no.
No.
There was definitely.
I think if you had spent 1 bar on 1 EX fireball, and I think Soundboy's dead there.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Nice. I think that you just gotta, in this matchup specifically, like, trying to find that position in order to confidently throw out the Soul Punishes, or mixing up what you're going to throw out to make the opponent's retaliation a little bit shaky is how you're going to be able to utilize the Soul Punishes. The triple crouch jab into the corner pressure. There's the activation. No, just yep. Really, really good awareness from Soundboy. The view reversal completely shuts down Ganagin.
Wow, that looked like the reason that didn't work was like the soul illusion didn't actually allow, like it didn't connect. It ran out just before Bolt Strike was going to be able to cancel into the spiral for that knockdown, and then just the scrambles after the fact, getting Soundboy the dub, now up 4-0.
Yeah. Looking... Really,
I'm waiting till
really
it's 9-0, then I'll do a Yosh, says Bolt Strike.
Look, this is just him gathering data, right? Spending all of that time to understand this. And then he busts out all the secret Rose lab tech. Oh no. Yep. Nice.
So much of her kit, so like between, you know, this move is hella whiff punishable, this move is punishable on block. It just, the space that you need to be standing as Rose seems so precise, and it's gonna be a while, I think, before players are super comfortable playing as her. I think it's probably going to be much easier to learn how to play against her, in that you'll be like, this is the range where I need to be scared.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of Rose's bigger buttons are utilized as spacing traps for her to be able to make you shaky about taking the punish, right? Like look at how much that was, like 3 straight things where Rose did something that like should technically be punishable, but was just outside of the range of Soundboy being able to do anything. And that is a really unique pocket where now the RPS becomes like, well, Rose can do something at that range and bait you into trying to punish what she'll do after and punish you for it. But you need to be watching for this. Yeah, that's a lot of gray life that Bolt Strike is trying to recover right now. Yep, at that range where Soul Punish is no longer. Oh, all the way up into the throw. Yeah, it's pretty scary. And good stuff on Soundboy. That moment that he blocks anything while she has the V-Trigger 2 activated, he just spends that reversal, knowing that he's probably going to stay in the lead enough anyway.
Right.
So shut it down completely.
Throw out the pink card. Oh no, the jump in whiffs under the low profile by Soundboy, and now with that back throw, Soundboy, you know, doesn't have at the life deficit, but the V-Trigger activation, this is absolutely could still be Soundboy's round. Like, you truthfully don't know. Okay, well, maybe less now. And Bolt Strike has so many resources. Uh-oh, this is all it takes, though. There's the command grab. Doesn't find the just frame.
Okay, nice. Steps away. That could have been chip, but Bolt Strike is getting you know what? Bolt Strike, I believe. All right, so you had confidence earlier, right? Where you didn't do the super, you didn't buffer off of the Sand Fierce into the Soul Spiral. Not doing it into super, I was like, I think he's confident that he can take it without it. And
no, I tried to super, he said.
No, I tried to super? Okay, all right. I see it. I see it, and that's tragic. Because I was going to say, like, that was 2 supers you could have done, and I believed in you. Look, I know that this character is, it's probably going to be a struggle earlier, but I believe that Rose has some grime. You know, I was making note of her spacing traps, I was making note about her making her opponent second guess the punishes, and really controlling how, back roundhouse in that situation is going to get punished pretty reliably. And there it is, that V-Trigger 2 just whittling down. Absolutely gone now.
And that's
more spacing traps, look at that.
But like the VT2 thing is like, I've not gotten to watch a whole lot of Rose, let alone commentate it. And it's one of the things that's really pressing to me now is like, if Rose activates and you have a V-reversal, V-reversaling her while she's in Soul Illusion basically nullifies it. It's not dissimilar to like Sim Sweep. If you have, you know, Sim Slide activate and you have V-reversal, depending on your V-reversal, you can entirely nullify that element of their game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's good awareness that Soundboy has developed, but obviously Bolt Strike can take that and start to understand that you probably need to, you know, hit confirm, like, and actually get an activation for V-Trigger 2 on a hit. It's not going to be able to be treated like most other V-Triggers where it's just like, sweep and activate, and then just keep it going because of how quickly it goes away. Like, it is a 2-bar V-Trigger, you can utilize it multiple times, and she builds V-meter very fast with how much you would want to use Soul Fortune. Damn it! That was such an explosive round.
Jesus. I mean, she just gets mauled, right? Like, what we said at the very start. Rose has these bad matchups, and when someone is in her face and mauls her, that's not to say, I'm not definitively saying that Cody Rose is bad. It's not looking stellar right now, but it's not labbed out, right? Like, this is a very loose interpretation of what this matchup could be. The point is, once you're in on her, that's it. Like, it seems like you only need to be so sticky to stick to Rose.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then it's like, one thing that I
want to point out that Bolt Strike was late getting back to this round because he timed out someone in the chat for saying that Rose is not random like Vega, I guess. Bolt Strike abusing the admin powers granted to him by the God Voice.
Properly utilizing the sword. I think that Bolt Strike is coming to terms with the way that he's utilizing his buttons at the very least. And one thing that I was going to make mention of, but he changed it up as I was about to say it, was the use of EX Fireball. It is plus, and I think that utilizing that in the neutral is very, very strong for Rose. Okay, hold the EX shot!
It seemed like the immediate gut reaction in that moment was to try to low profile with the low forward, or at least like maybe if the trap is out, like you can trade and then get a combo after. No whiff punish on the stand. Fierce gets away with it. Bolt Strike has full resources right now. Any hit could spell doom for Soundboy. Gets away with another whiff.
Oh man, these whiff stand fierces are making me sweat right now. I can't believe the patience from Soundboy. Another spacing trap! Let's go! Okay, see? He saw it the first time, right? Or rather, the first few times. He threw out. Oh, how are you not dead, dude? This is devastating. Just chip him out. Boom.
That's
cool.
Rose CA is one of the CAs who does I think the less damage in the game. Or
I think it
less damage in the game.
I believe
really
it.
Bad damage.
I believe
that was absurd.
On the lower side, yeah, that was pretty absurd.
That was normal.
Only 320, you see.
320, wow. But to Bolt Strike's credit, the way that he was able to get that situation, he saw the first few times that the Soul Spiral was not getting punished with the way that he was doing it. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, back to praising Bolt Strike. No, I think that Soundboy is doing really well at constantly adapting to the answer that Bolt Strike is putting out there. He's positioning as best as he possibly can. He's not afraid of these fireball situations. He keeps walking down Soul Punish. He's just not deterred at all, and he's just consistently.
Okay, it's time.
Oh my! It's time. It's time for him. This isn't really working out, Bolt Strike says in chat. My head's in the game.
Yeah, so somebody suggested that he get his head in the game. Yeah, I mean, we could see it was there, right? It's just like, I think learning a new character in general is difficult. A, right? Like, let's get that straight out the gate. Yes. B, Rose seems to me that in order to maximize her, is probably harder than, I will say, she is probably in like the upper third of difficulty to squeeze out everything of her in this cast, is what I will try to tentatively say. So
I can agree. Trying
to play that here in a matchup like this against a player of Soundboy's caliber who is so good, and we're getting Gill Strike.
Okay. Big fan of the Gill Strike, but not what I expected.
Desk work just isn't my thing.
All right, well, it's 7-0, so Cody just needs to kill the leader of the Illuminati 1 to 3 times, depending on if Gill Strike decides to character switch again from here.
Yeah, the double resurrection just has to be ready for that. But okay, now a completely different type of game. Soundboy on the back foot seemingly already. Back to zoning!
For the name change.
Yeah. Has to be. Oh, you even updated it in the overlay, it looks like? Perfect, yes. Yeah. Return to Harmony, return to Gill Strike. And one thing already, right, is like look at the way that Gilstrike is able to use different fireballs that travel differently to dissuade Soundboy from using Crime Sway as the de facto solution.
You know what's ridiculous is every time that I see Gil whiff something in a combo, I'm always like, that's probably a setup. Because it just seems to work out every time, you know? He whiffs the elbow and I'm just like, oh man, what a setup.
Yeah, they're all frame kills.
Yeah, they're all, yeah, exactly. Sends it back. That's exactly what he wants. Give me meter.
Right.
Give me meter.
Look at that meter. I would like to rain fire from above once again.
Oh, didn't get the meter there.
Okay, now he's been walked to the corner, uses the V reversal. Okay. That V reversal was free. Oh, but he's getting baited by his own. That's so funny. So, I mean, obviously, the V reversal that he himself paid for with his own special moves to, you know, help to close out the round is hilarious. But I want to point out how ridiculous it is that Bolt Strike is getting mixed up by his own different travel speeds of fireballs, trying to parry his own fireballs.
Yeah, that's pretty smart for Soundboy to utilize his own tools against him. To the point now that he probably... No, doesn't have the round. Oh, that's so close. I always underestimate the damage output that Cody can do. The neutral jump beats it with the anti-air? Is this the change that we need to see?
Alright, are we... Okay, backing way off. So smart! Starts the fireball game, puts Soundboy into the fireball game mindset, and then dash forward jump. Now we get... That was a big amount of damage that we needed to equalize here.
Preemptive Crime Sway for the ice ball. Good stuff from Soundboy. Undeterred by the character's twitch.
Oh my god. Soundboy is so good. When I talked about how educated all the button presses and decisions in neutral were, this is the type of stuff that I mean. Like, the Crime Sway utilization is so good. It's just, oh my god.
Okay. Back throw. Wasn't ready for the jump out, but still able to catch. Damn.
Alright. Yo, this man was retributed. I'm not positive that that's the verb, but right now I know that Soundboy is cooking.
You know what? I think that we'll make it. I'll put it in the Urban Dictionary for you if it's not already there. Nice catch!
Right, and look at that. Gilstrike standing at the exact right range to blow up Soundboy for trying to jump something. Ooh, what a brave back throw. And look at the amount of meter that Gilstrike has right now. Okay, spends the EX knee instead. We're not going to see a CA cash out, but you don't regularly need it for the amount of health that's on the board right now. Oh, no whiff punish on the MK Ruffian.
Yeah, he's got to be really, really careful for any low forward confirm from Gil. Could be devastating anymore, considering how...
The V-shift back so afraid. Wait a minute. V-shift gets rid of your current retribution state?
That... What?
I
don't know if that should be that way.
Does the fire or ice go... Like, they don't go away on their own, right? Like, at all? Isn't that, like, largely the point? Because you shifted back. Okay, it just expired. Okay, it does expire.
Okay. I was going to say...
That's weird.
I think it does go away. Fire does. Okay. I don't know, bro. I just wanted to woo. Soundboy says in the chat. Okay.
V-shift goes brrr.
Woo you do. V-shift go brrr. Yeah, exactly. Okay, 8-0 in Soundboy's favor. Oh, it tries to go for Shimmy to actually got hit.
Oh no, with punish on the H Ruffian over the fact either. Gilstrike a little bit unawares so far in this. We're seeing a couple of things that could be challenged and are not.
Okay, there's the active. Oh, well,
no.
Activation is available. I think he just wants to save some of the defensive resources. But
all right, hit my man with the Liam O'Brien monologue.
I think Liam O'Brien needs more monologue in this game. Liam O'Brien just needs to talk more in any game that he's in.
Yeah, I mean, I need to find out if Liam O'Brien narrates any audiobooks.
You know, he does play a book in Near Replicant.
Oh,
There's
really?
a lot of talking from him in there. Yeah, he plays the traveling companion, Grimoire Buck.
I will have to
So
give
if you
that a
want-
try. Just like Gilstrike needs to try something different to try to get out of the corner. Ooh, there's a nice spacing trap. Now Soundboy, unfortunately, using the air target combo, puts his back to the corner, which means Gilstrike has this whole screen to walk back on.
Nice, the parry with the anti-air, just in time. Retribution for the air combo.
no.
Okay. Oh, it was grasped, and the activation is available. V-trigger is available for Bolt Strike. Either of these, yeah, just raw front full screen, but actually gets jumped in on, and this could be.
Oh!
Whoa.
That was super smart from Soundboy. Knows that it's a range where stuff is gonna drop, so goes straight in for the overhead mix-up. Because of course, Gilstrike is just gonna be like, all right, cool. He doesn't know.
Yes.
Pack your stuff, you fire.
For what? I'm just getting fired for
said
no reason.
Bolt Strike. You don't have a player like that name on here.
I'm just reading the CFN, man. Look, I'm looking at the stream, okay? I'm just looking at the... Anyway, V-trigger activated. Here we go. Retribution combo inbound. Nice with the jump.
Ooh, the V-shift back to get out of it, but chasing down is Gilstrike. The counter hit confirms. Are we going to cash out with another one? Yes, we are, and that is the first game on the board for Gilstrike. 8-1, but you know what? Since the Gil, it's 2-1 right now.
It is. It is. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1-1. No, 1-1 since the Gil switch. He swapped on
Yeah,
7,
1-1 since
not
the Gil
at 6.
Correct.
All right, now is this it though? Is this the beginning of? Are we gonna see another Yosh? Or, I mean, Soundboy seems like there's still control in the matchup, right? And I think Cody still has absolutely all the tools. No confirm off of that whiff punish there. We're not seeing some of the buffers that I'm used to seeing.
Okay, damn, we're seeing... I mean, we are seeing a lot of buffers coming out from Soundboy. Wow, the tricky, the dance in and out. Not quite dead yet, but you know,
That's
I was gonna say-
functionally a perfect.
Yeah, we'll say unofficial because it was just chip, right? But Gilstrike didn't even get to mount any sort of offense in that round. Repeated wrong destiny, but oh man,
my God.
Soundboy with the stand heavy kick out in the neutral. Dude, he's just ready. I can't believe it. Okay, with the EX Fireball to stop him from doing any sort of crime story, and now with the back throw, lock him into the corner, shimmy of his own activation. This is going to be bad. This is Gil in the corner.
All right, what's it gonna be next? There's the left right, blocks it, V-shift back, uses the V-break, nullifies everything. Plus frames off the EX Zonk. What's it gonna be? Goes out for another plus frame. Look at all this gray life on the side of Gilstrike, but it doesn't matter. Coral kick into activate. We have one more retribution stack. What's it gonna be? There's the cryo ball. Oh, the V-break keeps him safe from the knee drop.
Oh, not from that one though. Gilstrike goes up with the knee drop to bring it to the final round.
Oh, no anti-air on that jump in. Empty jump, interestingly, too.
Okay, tries to go for the preemptive crime sway yet again. To respond, knowing that Gilstrike just wants to throw out fireballs from that kind of range. Good whip punish. We're seeing repeated of those, but nice parry coming out.
All right, tick throws off the stand short. Coral kick just to keep him honest. Soundboy cycling to jumps over the fireballs a little bit more rather than just the crime sway now. Dissuaded perhaps a little bit from relying on it by the variability of the speed of the fireball travel time. Meaty Rock, that finds the throw tech to Gilstrike.
I wonder if it... Oh, man. Finds
Holy
the
punishment. Oh my God!
You know what? Soundboy, I think halfway through that round specifically, Soundboy awoke his mind. He opened his third eye because he started with the stand light kick buffer in the mid screen, and I was curious. Like, I wonder if that was to catch because he caught the dash forward, and I was like, I wonder if that was just to catch the dash forward, or like, because if he got blown up with a button, that was definitely with a fireball, that was definitely a possibility. But then it was just nonstop good decisions from him after that moment. And now he is at 9 points.
Okay. Starting
wonder
at the
if-
fireball offense once again, but look at finding the anti-air there
Again?
with Soundboy.
That stand light kick buffer from Soundboy, like he's
Was
got
one
to
of the
be.
best.
Yeah, he's got to be in Gilstrike's head now for the way that Gilstrike wants to like throw out buttons or wants to be able to mount offense. Soundboy has been ready, baits that parry. Well, not quite baits the parry, but you know, parry not working out. He tried to parry the rock come down.
Right, the rock hitting hella meaty, but Gill Strike rather, just being walked all the way to the corner. V-Trigger still here, has to deal with the rock. What's it gonna be? Oh, the rock hitting super far away, and now the fireball trades. Strange interactions.
Oh, he believed in Soundboy. He believed in his parry. No resources over on Gilstrike's side of the screen. That's gonna be the punish. Set point for Soundboy. I say that like that because I have full confidence that Bullstrike can make this comeback.
Oh yeah, no, is Gill Strike down? Yes. Is he out? Not just yet. But Soundboy is super, super good. I think Soundboy was just shy of qualifying for the Season 10 ranking finals by like a couple of points, I think, maybe. So, I mean, absolutely a very high caliber player and one of my favorites to watch. On the back foot here, but finds the big sweep. Back throw. All right, this is huge. Full CA on deck here for Soundboy as well as VT. This is we are staring down the barrel of Twitter highlight video Cody.
Yeah, it could be scary right now. That is a full ammo Cody right now. The motto is out. Oh! But now, same thing over on the bottom right side of the screen. Gilstrike could.
Oh, yep. That's what I was about to say. I mean, you look down, you see that the CA is on deck, so you know it's always an option. And while Soundboy is in VT, obviously he doesn't have anything to get him out of the checkmate once he blocks. But it feels a little bad to go into what could be the last round of this first 10 with no resources up with Soundboy sitting on full CA.
Exactly. To have that meter deficit, it feels really, really bad because you're just playing on the back foot. And as we're seeing here from Bolt, oh my god, the button's out. He's just sticking out as much as he possibly can. Does not have. Didn't get the dash up conversion.
We've seen a couple of these. Bolt Strike dropping a couple of these crucial combos. It happened a bit on Rose as well, and now that's at least the second or third that we've seen on the Gill. Single button confirm? Is that going to close it out? Yes, it is! Soundboy, the neutral of Soundboy. The hit confirms, the fundamentals, the patience on the ground, and the ability to pinpoint the right spots to be pressing. Obviously, finding them in the Rose matchup, a little bit more tenacious against Rose, especially with the Soul Punish, than against the Gill. But the fact of the matter is still, man's got some limbs and he knows how to use them. 10-1. Soundboy up over Gill / Bolt Strike.
Yeah, congrats to Soundboy for taking it. Don't let the score dissuade you, though. I wouldn't say that was that commanding of a set. It was very, very well played from both players. I would want to say that Bolt Strike was trying to come up with some answers on the Rose. It could be a matchup thing. It could be how prepared Soundboy was for it. It could be not getting used to the character. But the adjustments that he made from Gill very, very early on were extremely strong, to the point where he brought it up to final round almost every single time, every single match that he played Gill on, but wasn't able to quite close it out or stage that comeback. Soundboy securing 10-1.
Yeah, I mean, and we know Bolt Strike's been working on a Gill. You know, there's been a Gill a bit. I know Bolt Strike even played the Gill for most of the Season 10 finals, if I'm not mistaken, and has been committing to playing the character more. With respect to the Rose, I think it's just, she's going to take a really long time for people to crack open and understand all of these minute situations where you can squeeze out everything that you need to from her in order to make her work. And against especially a character like Cody, who he's got, you know, that MK Ruffian to stick to you straight round start if he so wants. You know, good limbs into buffers, EX Zonk to stay +2 on block in your face. You know, there is the ability to navigate through all of that stuff, plus the built-in anti-fireball tool of Crime Sway. I even think maximized Rose, that still it's far from an easy matchup for her, I think, at the optimized level. So, no discredit to Bolt Strike there whatsoever. Like,
absolutely,
a 10-1 does not tell the full story.
Right.
But the full story of Street Fighter V today, though, is you saw it briefly on the screen there. Capcom presents the sets. Tonight's set, which actually I think should be starting in an hour, 1 p.m. PST. It's 3 right now EST, so that should be another hour.
Capcom stream should already be online, but it's not.
Yeah, if the timestamp is right and it's 1 p.m. Pacific, it's noon Pacific right now. So they may have changed the time zone.
Yeah, it should be on now.
Oh, somebody might be fired. It might be me. It might be somebody else. But the point is, whenever it's live, which could be now-ish, it could be in an hour, stay to your sets and follow Capcom, obviously.
Yeah, normally,
but that's going to be Punk versus
Capcom
Ibot.
Starts right after us, but it seems like it's different today. I don't know.
Yeah, Punk and Idom, which interestingly, to take a brief moment, Idom, one of the players invited to the Red Bull Kumite in London, but they announced another one while we were live. Mr. Crimson is also announced for the London Red Bull Kumite. So
Kumite? All right, sick. But
yeah, announced it 3 hours ago.
Nice. Okay, cool. So then we do have a pretty exciting Kumite ahead of us. We also have an exciting Thursday ahead of us. Team Finland versus Team Germany. You'll find right here at the Saltmine League. The 5v5 coming up this Thursday, 8 p.m. CEST. So be back here. Uncharacteristic for the Saltmine League. It's going to be a bonus day, but set your calendars. Mark your calendars, set your alarms, whatever you got to do. We're going to be right back here. But you guys know what it is. Saltmine League every Monday, Friday, Sunday, as usual. Today's Monday. I'm glad to have commentated the Saltmine sets, 2 first to 5s with you, Brad. I appreciate that. I was really happy to be on the mic with you today.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope that everyone watching had a good time. Congrats to all the players. And big ups to all the players. Even if you didn't win, congrats to you, because it was a really sick performance all night. You know what else is sick? Guilty Gear Strive, which I will remind you is coming out soon. I'm sure I don't got to tell anybody that. You know that everybody's excited about Strive. But Saltmine's excited about Strive. June 19, the preseason test tournament, and then the subsequent week, June 26, Saltmine League starts. So if you want to apply everything that Saltmine brings to you for Street Fighter, and you're like, you know what? I need a little bit of anime, just a little bit. I love some Saltmine, but I want to know the smell of the game. It's going to be right there. So June 19, June 26. If you aren't already, make sure you are following Saltmine League on Twitch, that you are in the Discord so you are up to date on everything. All of the VODs get uploaded to the YouTube, and you can obviously follow them on Twitter to be up to date on everything that is happening, including the lineups for all of your non-open bracket stream days. That is your Monday and your Friday King of the Saltmine. And I imagine with that, I don't know that there's much else that we have for all of y'all except to let you go with love and safety, and thank Ritas for having us. No, I'm hearing producer voice.
Yeah, thank you very much for commentating today, BradM, Seph Mitchell. You're both fired for today.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, chat. Thanks for playing to all the players. See you on Tuesday with the Finland versus Germany event. Let's see, who can we have? Normally I would have created Capcom fighters, but they messed up, so they didn't.
Time zones are hard.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Googling isn't. I'm just kidding. You know, it's...
No.
It
Hit
happens.
him with the realness.
Let's rate the man who makes the season, always the season final trailers for us, Kai Kuzo. So give him a hype. We are out. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye. Be safe.